Hello and welcome to another episode from the Water's Edge. Today we've come down to Shallowbrook Lakes for a short session before dark. Now this time of year it is probably going to get dark around 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock, so we have only got a few hours. And with that in mind, I've sort of based my approach today on that time scale. Basically, in a short period of session, one of my favourite ways of catching fish is down the edge. What happens at the end of every match, every time you go fishing, what does everyone do? All the bait goes right down the edge. So we're going to try and imitate that today. Like I said, it's probably my favourite way. If you have limited time, good way to target fish. I've got some of the gear set up. I've got a bit more bait preparation to do. So let's go and have a look at that now. Okay, my bait choice today, nice and simple. But again, I've got a little of my own twist to maybe put a few extra fish on the bank. First of all, the easy ones. I've got some 8mm pellets straight out of the bag. Everything eats pellets, so it's always a good starting point. Cat meat, great for the hook. Again, a real big fish bait, they love that, so that'll be the next one. And then the other one, just a slight own touch on it. That's normal luncheon meat, but I've flavoured it with liquid and a bit of shaker dust I'll talk to you about in a minute to make it really strong smelling, and it's a flavour called krill, which also is a nice red colour as well. Red is my favourite colour. If it's especially in murky water, that seems to be the one that gives you the best results. I'll quickly show you how to do your own meat. Basically, straight meat out of the tin, map meat cutter, nice and easy. They're probably the easiest ones to use. Literally slide in one way, over the top, give it a good push down, and all you're in. Straight into the next one, and then into your bait tub. Put quite a bit of pressure on here. Really squeeze it down. See it all coming out there at the bottom. Take it nice and slow. Right, okay, now you've got your meat cut into nice little cubes. Basically, you could use it like that, but like I said, I do like to give it my own twist to try and put a few extra fish on the bank. First thing we're going to do with that is add krill liquid. It's really red in colour, which I said is my favourite for coloured water. Just brings the fish alive, and it is really strong smelling as well. So when we're trying to get quick action, hopefully that's going to help. So a good squirt of that in, followed by krill shaker. Now it's not a ground bait, it's actually a powdered additive. It's really good. What it does is, as I'm going to be soaking it on this meat, it's going to be putting it in the water and it's going to leave a trail of all sorts of really nice smells and colours through the water. So a good shake of that on. Give it a shake together. And that's pretty much ready. That's the finished product. All we do now is have a quick look at the rig and then we'll get fishing. Right, okay, my rig choice for today. Basically over the last 3 or 4 years I've really emphasised and found out myself that it's no point going down the edge and trying to catch these big fish if you've not got the correct gear for it. You don't want to be leaving hooks in fish and stuff like that. I mean, I was a culprit myself a lot of time, wasn't geared up enough for it, took too long getting fish in, it's not the way to go. So we'll start with the elastic. I've got double 10 in here, it's tightened up, also with a puller bung. So I mean, that is really strong. My tightest elastic, whenever I'm doing stuff like this and I want to get a big weight quickly, that's the elastic I'll use. It comes down to the line, I've got 020 G line, which is just over 10 pounds actually, so again, very strong. You're fishing under snags, trees, next to a staging, you're not going to rub against it and snap, so that's a must, big strong one. Float choice is pretty much your own preference. I've just gone for a Garbler 0.1 gram dibber. Basically it's nice and light, anything that breathes near that it goes under, so I know exactly if there's fish in the swim, or if there's not we can move and try something else. Only takes 2 number 8 shot, nice and simple, all down the hook length. And my hook length, the same, is 020. Hook size, I've gone for a 12, really strong gamma power. I mean, these are incredibly strong. I've never had one straighten, so that's why I use them. It's all about confidence. Well, now is basically all we need to do is get some bait in the swim and we'll get fishing. Okay, let's get some bait in the swim. A little bit of everything that we've done. The meat we've prepared, a few pellets, the odd bit of cat meat just for an alternative hook bait choice. Big full pot. Don't really use any finesse. We've already plumbed the rig up down the edge. We're going to be fishing to a staging. Always a great holding area for fish. Right, now, slightly different cupping in to what I'd normally do. Once you get to your area, like I said in the start, when everyone leaves a match or at the end of their day session, everything just gets chucked. So instead of cupping close to the water like I would sometime, I like to do it from quite a high distance to imitate exactly what would go on at the end of the day. Especially as the day gets later and later, this is more and more important because it almost feels to them like it's free food, so they're not wary of it. They don't mind hearing a bit of sound of the bait go in, and it's all helping you catch that extra fish. Anyway, let's get a bait on and we'll get fishing. Right, I'm going to start with the meat we done earlier. Not really any particular way to put this on. I'm going to actually use 2 cubes. Like I said, it's quite a big hook, try and cover it. Nice big bait standing out, and that's ready to go. Let's see if we can have one. Well, there's the first fish. I've had to pull him quite hard to get him away from the staging and out of the corner. But he's on his way in now. Still got plenty of power in. As I said, just the gear needs to be right for this sort of fishing. Not really any finesse about it. Rolling around on top. Looks like a typical edge fish. Pretty big. Slowly lead him in. There he is. Typical edge fish. Decent size. Just flicked that in the net as well, so that was lucky. I'll quickly have a look at him. Still won't give up after that fight earlier. There he is. Well, that's a great start. That's what edge fishing's all about. Big fish, not a lot of time. Let's slip him back and see if we can get another one.